Welcome to Count Stackula on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Today, I'm selling my Ewok village. Let's get into it. All right, so yes, I don't know whether to be happy or sad, but this is my Ewok village, and yes, I just sold it on eBay. All right, so we're looking at the Star Wars Chibi coin collection in silver. These are colorized coins out of the New Zealand Mint. They're each 1 ounce, and they have a really cool colorized depiction of the character on the coin in a proof colorized form. So we're gonna go over a couple of things that I like about these coins and maybe some things that I don't like about these coins. Let's get into it. All right, so this series started in 2020, and Vader was the first in the series. So this is actually got quite a premium on it, and if you picked up a couple of these when they came out, you did very well. What's interesting is that the presentation is phenomenal. We've got the certificate of authenticity down here on the back right hand corner, and you'll see each one has a specific number out of 2,000. So that's cool. Nice limited mintage on these. Sometimes they do 5,000 on colorized coins or proof coins, and they just don't sell out. But these, they sold out rather quickly. Actually, when they came out first, the first 5 or so in the series, maybe a few more actually, they did exceptionally well. And they sold out almost instantly. You had to be waiting there watching and ready to buy immediately because it sometimes sold out in minutes. So let's take a look. We've got this beautiful, almost high relief, mirror-like proof finish on, this is technically the obverse of the coin. And the gimmick here is, it's a chibi design, and it's in the shape of the character. So chibi, I guess, is kind of like a miniature of the character with a big head, small body type, bobblehead style character. And they did a really fantastic job on Vader. I mean, who wouldn't want one of these in their collection? It's absolutely gorgeous. They spared no expense on presentation and attention to detail. So naturally, I had to have one. Actually, I had to have 2. When I first started collecting these Star Wars Chibi coins, I actually picked up 2 of each because I knew that they were going to be pretty hot. And it was something that I decided early on I was going to get 2 of each, and that's the way I went forward until I just got fed up. It was too expensive because the initial retail price on all of these coins is $100, which is a lot. That's USD, not Australian dollars. So it's expensive. But with that, when you buy from NZ Mint, that includes free shipping internationally, usually FedEx, and it's there within a few days. So you can't beat that, but it's still expensive. Moving on to the second in the series, they, in no particular order here, is Chewbacca. All right, let's take a look at the presentation because that's really half of what's going on here. Yeah, and they come with these plastic protection, for the case. They tend to fall off. I've kept all of them, or most of them. Everything, including the presentation packaging, usually comes with a foam insert, so you can't actually see the coin. You have to take that out in order to look at the coin through the little plastic viewing window. But what I like about these is that if you're displaying them this way, it looks cool. If you're also trying to consolidate space on a bookshelf, you can also put them up this way, and they look really cool as well. So the reverse, again, you see the individualized serial number, and look at that, I got a low number. I never even noticed that. It's 102. How about that? Pretty cool. Well, buyer's going to be pretty happy with these because, yeah, some of them are low serial numbers. And with coins like this, that typically translates to more dinero. All right, so that's the Chewbacca. A real cool design. Actually, we should take it out and look at it. You know, I mean, this is my... not technically the last time I'll see these coins, because like I said, I did get 2 of each. And in fact, I did not get 2 of every single one. We'll get into that. But I did get 2 of the first 5, yes, in this series. They're a little bit tight to get out. But let's take a quick look. All right, so Chewbacca definitely looks cool. Looks like a happy little Ewok, actually. That's why I call it my Ewok village. And, you know, it's cool because each one is unique, and they also come with this cool little silicone protector inside the capsule. Comes with a capsule, comes with the silicone, kind of like what they do with graded coins when they're locking them in, but this is even more personalized to the shape of the coin. So it's really well done. And a lot of detail went into making this presentation. So I do think in a lot of ways it is worth the money. And what's something, it's kind of interesting if you look at the way they grade these at NGC or PCGS, because they are coins. Some people do grade them. NGC, again, in my opinion, fails miserably, but they sell well. They actually take the capsule, the coin, and they place it in one of their oversized holders. So it's a capsule inside a capsule. Looks awful, but people buy it. Let's see, what was number 3? I think that was R2-D2. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at the packaging. Very cool packaging. This was probably one of my favorites when it came out, just because I thought, like, man, this is a cool design. So you have to press down on the bottom in order to get these out of the box, because there's a little gap down there. Now, let's talk about one of the things that I don't like about these chibis, and it's actually no fault of NZ Mint, but what I don't like is that if you look on eBay long enough at chibi coins, eventually you're gonna find ones that don't look quite right. They don't look authentic. Yeah, because unfortunately, these silver chibi coins have been counterfeit. And you can see some of those counterfeit chibi coins on eBay, typically going for a little bit less, but some unscrupulous sellers will try to advertise them as, you know, authentic and silver, but they are noticeably different from the originals, and they are most certainly counterfeit. So I know I've definitely seen a counterfeit Luke Skywalker on eBay, and you have to be careful when you're buying. You want to make sure that you're getting the authentic, real deal chibi coin. Let's look at the Stormtrooper. Nice. Actually, I didn't like this one that much, but I thought it was okay. But, you know, just a little kind of bland, but it's all right. It's all right. I like the kind of the chin, the bottom, but you know, so it's okay. All these ones I'm showing you, they sold out like immediately so far. Looking at that Stormtrooper. Awesome. All right, let's try to get that back in there. What was number 5? I think we got Boba Fett. This was a big hit. I actually, at this point, I knew these chibi coins were doing crazy well. So I actually picked up 3 of these Boba Fett's. And being that, you know, Boba Fett's a pretty popular character in the Star Wars franchise, especially more recently. Oh man, this is really hard to get out. Some of them I guess are a little hard. I don't want to force it. But yeah, this Boba Fett sold out instantly at the mint, and I picked up 3 of them. I sold one of them already pretty much instantly, and got some nice money back for that. Kept 2, and now finally I'm selling this set. So I'll have one left of these, which is, I think, you know, if you can afford it, that's definitely a good way to get into these types of collectibles. All right, so after the Boba Fett, we're looking at number 6. What was number 6? Number 6. Oh, okay. So that's when NZ Mint actually took a break. They sidetracked from this series, and the next one was actually the Mandalorian Star Wars series that they came out. So this is in order of appearance or mint date. So we had the child. This, I think it kind of came in as a surprise to many, because if you were following these chibi coins, the way they released them was basically they did not tell you what coin was coming next, but they showed the silhouette of the coin and allowed people to take guesses on what was going to be the release. And so when everybody saw the silhouette of this guy, I think they pretty much thought it was going to be Yoda, naturally. But it turned out to be Baby Yoda, or Grogu. And what's interesting about this is actually significantly thicker capsule, because I guess they made him smaller than some of the other chibis. Let's just show you side by side. He's a little bit shorter than the others, so naturally the coin is actually thicker. You can't see that because it's the edge is just, you know, missing, but you can see that. I'll do a side by side and you'll see here with the Luke Skywalker, and you'll see that it's thicker, significantly thicker. So that's pretty cool. And this was an incredibly popular coin. The child, many people picked that up in droves. You know, they had a limit. I think you could get up to 5. And unfortunately, even though I was there waiting, watching, I missed it. I actually missed my opportunity to buy this coin. Some of these I actually had to go to the secondary market and pick up and pay a premium for, this one included. So yeah, I didn't get this one at the initial price. I got it at the same day price on eBay, which is significantly higher. Sometimes you're paying $100 more, $50 more for a hot coin like that. So again, yeah, not cheap, but very cool. Very, very cool. And let's see what number I got. 1365 on that. So after that, I think they might have gone to Luke Skywalker, or it might have been the Mandalorian right after that. I can't remember which one came next, but they were both around the same time. So let's take a look at the Mandalorian, which I think is really nice. Really kind of cartoony looking, but I like that paint job. Very nice. But you know, this is basically all you saw before they released it, so you had no idea what was coming out. You didn't even know if it was going to be a Star Wars chibi coin, or if it was going to be a DC comic book chibi coin, or a Harry Potter. But looking at this, you could probably guess it was Star Wars, but it could probably be a DC, but it looks kind of like a helmet, so rather than a DC character. So I think, you know, you could spot the Star Wars ones initially. I think I've actually fallen off of this series, like, and we'll get to that. I think probably because now we're getting into year 2, as we'll see here, somewhere, at least on the coin. Yeah, here we go, 2021. So let's see, was this released in 2021? Yes, this one, 2021. And so they closed out the year with the Boba Fett in 2020. So it was the first 5, the 2020 that came out, and then this was 2021 along with the Mando 2-coin collection so far. But yeah, it's kind of weird when they start something and then don't finish it, because to this day they still haven't produced another chibi coin in this series. It was just these 2. So, you know, I like that they came out with it, you know, in a timely fashion, but I'd like to see some completion. And if you haven't already guessed, I'm kind of a little disappointed that they didn't ever come out with an Ewok. Let's talk about other characters that they didn't come out with that I was disappointed that they didn't come out with. Lando Calrissian, why not? Let's see a Jabba the Hutt chibi coin, right? Instead we get Princess Leia. Yay. Sorry for all the ladies out there watching that love Princess Leia. But let's be honest, the popularity in the series dropped off at this point. When they came out with Luke Skywalker, when they came out with Princess Leia, a lot of the, you know, heat in this series kind of dropped off in the second year. Even though they came out with this cool Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was still, oh wait, I'm skipping one. They came out with this guy next, which I think I was personally disappointed. I was laughing at it. I was like, what the F is that? This does not look right for Han Solo, but okay, whatever. Yeah, so I even debated whether or not I should even get this coin at this point. But then they came out with the Obi-Wan, and yeah, this is cool, because finally he's got a glowing lightsaber, as opposed to Luke Skywalker, no lightsaber. Well, he's got the lightsaber, but it's certainly not glowing. And none of the other Jedi have a glowing saber. But so this was an interesting 2021 release, in my opinion. This was probably one of the best of the 2021 releases. Let's take a closer look at it. I like his eyebrows and mustache as well. Very cool. All right. So after that, they kind of went the wrong way. We'll just say the wrong way. Yeah, they started making the new characters of Star Wars. Kylo Ren. I'm not nothing against Kylo Ren, but the sales on these coins did change, and they stopped selling out in this series. This is still 2021. People were not too happy with the character selection, in my opinion, and it was reflected definitely in the sales. So after Kylo came Rey, and again, they're just digging further down in the wrong direction, going with these newer characters when, in my opinion, they should have stuck with the classic Star Wars characters and developed that series much more. Ewok, Lando, Jabba the Hutt, you name it. I mean, they could have done a lot of cool characters. And at that time, I was saying, where's my C-3PO? You know, they finally did come out with the C-3PO. It was a special May 4th release. I did pick that up. I don't have it to show you here today, maybe some other time, but I'm just showing you what is included in my Ewok Village sale that I have had listed on eBay for quite some time. So after that, we got Princess Leia. I did not pick it up. At that point, I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. I mean, because you're paying $100, and this is, you know, none of the 2021s sold out, except for this one. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm starting to give up on the series. But then they came out with Yoda, and I had to have Yoda because it's Yoda. Even though it's certainly not as cool as Grogu, it is still cool. So I had to have Yoda in the collection. And again, it's a nice thick capsule. He's a little shorter. Not too bad. I think sometimes these chibi coins tend to be a little bit generic in terms of their poses. Like, they are not action poses. They're more like, you know, museum poses or statue poses or whatever, rather than in an action pose. But they've tried to do some action poses with at least the DC comic series and re-releasing Superman and Batman, and I certainly didn't pick up those just because it's in a different pose. But somewhere along the line, I can't remember when, they came out with Book of the Boba Fett, and in 2022. Okay, let's see, was this a 2022? Yes, it was a 2022. So I can't remember which one finished off the year. I think it was Obi-Wan Kenobi that finished off 2021. Then they got into 2022, or maybe it was Princess Amidala. Did I say Princess Leia before? I meant Princess Amidala. They made an Amidala. I didn't care for it. I didn't buy it. And yeah, so far this, like, prices have been kind of sliding on that one. You've been able to pick up a lot of the 2022 releases for like less than retail price at the mint. So I was getting a little worried that the series wasn't going to be, you know, doing well. And well, let's take a look. You know, yeah, I mean, it's kind of seems like a cash grab, because here they are doing the same character. It looks almost identical. Okay, here he's holding a gun. This is actually arguably much cooler. This is got a different kind of paint quality, but arguably not as cool. I mean, look at the lens of his mask. It's got glare. This has no glare. The colors are a little bit more vibrant, but, you know, he's got a cape and a gun. No cape, no gun. Yeah. So I'm questioning whether, like, what were they thinking when they decided that they were going to re-release the same character, but just give it a different presentation box just because he's got his own series. I don't really like these kind of marketing schemes, and obviously a little disappointed that, you know, with that. But the Fennec Shand is actually pretty cool. You know, so not too bad. You know, it's okay. It's okay. But maybe I should put up some of the other characters that I didn't introduce in this video on screen, but there's quite a few now. I think there's a good 7 or 8 coins that I never did pick up in the collection. But, you know, again, when they're charging $100 a pop, it's really hard to keep up with a monthly collection. At some point, you just gotta say, okay, you know, bills are more important than my Ewok village. But you know, what do I love about it? I think that the quality is definitely there. The presentation is on par, and obviously the theme, Star Wars, is pretty much as epic as it gets, and it's reminiscent of the highly collectible early Star Wars action figures that have gone to the moon and back in terms of their pricing over the decades that they've been out there. And this is, you know, just another pop culture collectible opportunity to get into. I think, in my opinion, if you are picking them up, if you were picking them up when they came out, you did probably well if you kept them for yourself or to resell. I think this is something that I always kind of just wanted to hold on to, and so that's why I got two of the earlier ones, because, you know, it's always the first in the series that does really well with collectibles. As they go on, they tend to have diminishing returns, and I think this is a perfect example of a really hot series, hot franchise of Star Wars that, you know, the direction that they chose to go in definitely led by more of like, could have something to do with what Disney wanted. Can't lay the blame completely on NZ Mint. You know, they probably don't have the choice on which characters to do. Disney probably had a hand in that, you know, the bureaucracy somewhat, but that's probably my number one complaint. Had they gone with more of the older style characters and kept a more consistent theme, or if they were going to do these Mandalorian and Boba Fett themes, where's the others, you know? Where's the other characters in that series, you know? And they're slowly adding to it. I get that, but let's also talk about the initial price on these. You know, I think they would be much more much more available to continue on a long-term series, get everyone in the series, despite of whether it goes up or down, if the price tag was closer to $65 to $70 a piece, because we are just talking about 1 ounce of silver here, and proof coins are sometimes, you know, priced around $65 to $70. Sometimes they're, you know, they've been climbing in the last few years, but proof coins tend to be 2 to 3 times the price of a bullion piece. Okay, so if a bullion piece is closely related to spot, you can expect to pay 2 to 3 times to get a proof coin. And yeah, I'm sure a lot more effort goes into making these coins with the colorization, the not only that, the proof finish on one side, the colorization on the other side. You've got the presentation plus the capsule. It all kind of does add up probably to their $100 price tag, but that's just not easy for an average collector to be able to dish out every month when they're also in on other things in their life. So while it was cool for a while, it was something that I don't think was realistic to keep up a huge collection like that. Now, again, if you're the type of person that needs to have every single one, then watch out when committing to a collection like this, because it will break the bank eventually. I mean, if they, you know, at some point they were coming out with like I think 2 a month or something. It's some, or at least I think it was initially it was 1 every 2 months. But if you were also collecting any of their other Chibi coin series, you were probably overpaying, you know, and you were buying one a month, which is a lot. So things like this, at least they're Star Wars, they tend to go up in value over time, and you'll probably be able to get your money back when you go to sell, but not always. And there's plenty of examples where it doesn't work out. However, I'm very thankful that this sale has worked out quite well for me, and I'm happy that that I've listed it. So, you know, I guess take it for what it's worth. It was very fun collecting this series, and I suppose I'm a little sad to see it go. However, like I said, I have, you know, the first 5. I also have an extra Baby Yoda, an extra Mandalorian, just because you gotta have one, right? And if one day I decided I wanted to rebuild this collection completely, I probably could do that, and I could probably do it, but I don't think it makes any sense to do that. Why would I sell it and then rebuild it? I think, you know, like I said, it's the more they come out with, the less characters I'm actually into, and because of their choice in character selection, I felt that it was less of a series that I really wanted to, you know, invest in. But initially, it was amazing. Darth Vader, Chewbacca, R2-D2, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett. I mean, that is a winning first year series. It's excellent. But as it went on, things got a little complicated, and, you know, let that be a lesson to NZ Mint, I guess. That's my advice. Don't be afraid to try some of those older characters that maybe not that many people remember. But I guarantee you, I mean, there's a cult following to Star Wars. Everybody's going to remember it. Although just because the newer movies are what's, you know, being seen today more or less, I still think that many people would have preferred the older series characters a little bit more than the direction that they went in. I've overemphasized that already too much. But let's get hyped up for the new season of Mandalorian that's coming out. That's going to be pretty cool. And let me know if you like this Star Wars chibi collection, if you collect it, what you think of it. Is it worth that price tag? Did they make the coin that you would have wanted, or did they not? Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Lately, I've taken a little bit of a break from making videos as I have prepared my house to sell, and it's been, you know, pretty busy. Plus, I vaulted most of my collection, and therefore I don't have a whole lot of actual coins to work with. So, but from now on, I will be making very basic videos. They won't be as cool as this one because, I just don't have my hands on all the material. But yeah, we'll think of something. But I want to thank the buyer for hitting me up on eBay and throwing me an offer that I couldn't refuse. And that's why we're seeing this video here today. So I've got a special thank you gift for him that I'm going to share on this video here in just a moment. So if you remember from my last Star Wars video, I showed off my Cam Tomo that I 3D printed that holds the 10-ounce Beskar bars in there. And I said at that point that I was working on something else, but it wasn't ready, another size, and that I was gonna do a giveaway. Well, so this is the painted version. So here's the what I worked on, okay? This is a mini Can Tomo, and it's the same design. It's very rough at this point, but this is actually resin printed, and it's also a screw top. It's kind of a little bit difficult, but it's a prototype, and it fits, your 1 ounce silver rounds, not in capsules. So you can put any 1 ounce silver rounds in here, which is pretty sweet. So just a cool Star Wars theme cam tomo for 1 ounce silver rounds. And the only issue that I probably should solve before I try to make these is that the screw top is just a little bit finicky. You can get it, but it takes a little bit of work. And, you know, that's something I think I'll probably work in the second version. But it does it does screw on. It just helps to have like a little bit of lubricant on the screw top to get it to match up. Yeah, I think I got it there. All right, so you got to play with it for a while to get it right, and I don't even know if it's on there correct. But anyway, that's the 1 ounce silver cam tomo domo. And I'm going to gift it to the buyer for making such a great sale possible. As a little thank you. So let me know if you're interested in these things, because you know I can probably make this better. I could maybe make it into a sellable product. And I was gonna paint this one, but I'll have to print another one so that I can paint it. But I still have to work out the screw top details and make sure that that's just a little bit easier to function. But yeah, it's got kind of a little rough bottom from the from being on the supports, you know. But you know, look at the detail in this. You can't even see the layer lines on the resin print. You can barely see the layer lines. You can see them because they're actually like at this 45-degree angle because it was printed like this. But they're very small. Like you can't really feel them compared to the FDM printing. But interesting. I have yet to put some silver in here and see how it works out. But it should fit. So that is the video for today. I want to thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. And stay tuned for more Count Stackula content coming soon. And let me know what you want to see down the line. And take a look at the links down in the description for more cool 3D printed coin storage solutions. Let me know if you want this guy to be added to the options, and make any suggestions that you might have for your 3D printed creative coin storage solution needs. All right, this is Count Stackula, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Peace.